11th of July 2020, Saturday. Good afternoon from Europe. Piotr here, Light Forex Global YouTube channel. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. As I mentioned, it's Saturday, meaning the only market working around is a crypto market, and that's what we are going to talk about. We are going to make quick crypto market update right here, right now. So without the further delay, let's start with the Bitcoin chart. Okay, that's the weekly chart of the Bitcoin, and well, what is clearly visible is the very low volatility lately, right? Meaning that there is a possibility something is cooking around, and in the near term there is a possibility we are going to see well, a little bit higher volatility, meaning that the moves are gonna be much more aggressive. Well, it's hard to say right now if it's going to be upside or downside. From the weekly chart perspective, if we are going to try to make the short summary, of course, we know, as discussed previously, the 10,000 and 10,500 huge supply zone based on this huge move to the downside, right? That's no doubt about it. It looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit different when we are talking about the demand, because right here, right now, we are trying to hold the levels above 9,000, right? We are talking about the 9,800, 8,800, right? That's the possible demand based on this Riley, right? Of course, taking into the consideration the move from the left side, this Riley, to be honest with you, we didn't quite hear the sellers, and the sellers in a full force pushed prices much lower. So that's why, because of what we just discussed, based on this weaker rally over here, and this huge move to the downside, right? I think that the initial move, before we are going to go and break 10,000, 10,500, the initial move is going to be the break below 9,000, break below 8,800, all right? Why? Because I think that at least we have to retest this over under somewhere here. So probably retest of the yearly open and even levels close to 6,800, that's the possibility. Also, if you are looking very carefully at this latest range over here, right? If we are going to double that range to the downside, that's exactly what we are going to get, right? If we are going to double this after the break below 9,000, then the same size, we are going to get levels close to yearly open and a little bit lower, to 7,000, 6,800, right? There could be, but the chances, in my opinion, are lower, continuation from that flag right to the upside. Well, of course, it could be the case here, but again, the previous scenario also for some guys might give this inverted, or something looks like inverted head and shoulders. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the weekly chart on the Bitcoin. Let's switch a little bit lower. On the daily chart, nothing extraordinary. There is one more thing in favor of at least attempt to move lower, is this stop count here, right? So we are not gonna change the direction. We are talking, when we are discussing FX, when we are discussing indexes, very often I'm repeating this, we are not gonna change the at least temporary direction if we are not gonna hit the stops in most cases, right? So at least retest 9,000, 9,800. That's the name of the game in my opinion, and then lower towards these levels. That's how I see the things. when it comes to the Bitcoin. Let's have a look what we have on Ether, because for now Ether looks good, but it might easily and quickly change, right? For now, very similar situation. Supply based on this move to the downside, right? Around 250, 255. We are discussing the bulls need to close above to get further move to the upside, higher, for example, towards 300, and then higher towards 380 and 400 and maybe even 500. But to open that possibility, bulls have to take out the latest supply. But as we see for now, right, upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, building upper shadow this week as well. All right, so supply is around, and actually that's how I see the things, that we might see levels, lower levels to come within the next few days, same as with Bitcoin, right? Because what we have here is possible, big possible channel, right? That's why I've mentioned failure at the top of the channel, right? Probably we are going to retest levels close to 220, 200, right? And that's the levels, this latest local weakness somewhere here, right? That's what we have to hold. 200, it's what we have to hold. Otherwise, if we are going to treat this one as a consolidation, right? And if we are going to break and close much lower, right? Immediately we might reopen, sorry. Immediately we might reopen the bottom of that channel, and that's, guys, really low levels, right? That's really low levels. So when it comes to the Ether, 200, let's say with the lower shadow on the weekly, 180, all right? Because that's gonna be over under here, all right? That's gonna be that zone. So 200, 180 with the lower shadow on the weekly, the latest, and bulls have to hold that to have a possibility to test 250 again, right? 250, 255 is needed to be taken out to open 300, 320, 380, 400, and 500. That's how I see Ethereum. All right. In both cases, as you can see, there is a possibility of some kind of the aggressive pullback. Overall, it's gonna depend how rich the bulls are currently, and if they are gonna be able to build lower shadows, right? Anyway, right? So in both cases, when trying to visualize, right, I would like to see this type of the candles when the aggressive approach, and would be great to have the body of the candle positive, right? So that's how I see those things. Trying to choose what you want to sell, you may try to compare what is going on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. All right. As of now, I still think that's the big range, right? And in case of Ethereum failure around 200, we might see retest of the lower levels when it comes to the Ether Bitcoin, right? So if Ether is going to fail at 200, we might renew selling pressure also on Ether versus Bitcoin. All right. So that's how I see the things, guys. Very slow market, but if we are going to get back to the previous week, actually all the markets were slow. Hopefully we are going to get some fireworks next week. There are plenty of reasons about that, but that's for the another update. Here, guys, don't be trapped. Don't try to chase the market. I think, again, trying to summarize, I think we are going to see lower levels before eventually explosion to the high, to the higher levels. All right, that's it from me, guys. Have a great rest of the Saturday and see you around. Take care and goodbye.